This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Next up, Meltzer writes, Ted DiBiase did an interview saying he could buy anyone. At about that same time, Savio Vega, who would work the dark match, was throwing WWF merchandise to the crowd along with Santa Claus. DiBiase told Savio he could even buy him. The two started arguing when Santa jumped Vega and attacked him. You could see this coming a mile away, but for some reason, I always enjoy these Santa Claus angles. I guess because one of the best angles I ever saw was a Santa Claus angle in '83 at the Reunion Arena in Dallas during the Von Erichs Freebirds feud, where Doc Hendricks in his former life dressed up as Santa Claus and then turned on the Von Erichs. Bill Mercer questioned whether or not that was the real Santa Claus. DiBiase left with Santa, and then Vega ran from the ring and attacked him, pulling off his hat, wig, and beard, revealing him to be John Rickner. And the next night they gave him his new ring name, Xanta Claus. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the debut of Xanta Claus. We all know him as Balls Mahoney, and he appears on the Brother Love show the next night. Apparently Santa had an evil twin and his name was Xanta, only instead of North Pole, he is from the South Pole. And he pins Brian Walsh the next night at TV. And of course the gimmick was killed that same week. And on a U-shoot with Sean Oliver, friend of the show, Balls said that Vince wanted him to stay on the roster and pay him until another opportunity came up. But apparently a leak to the dirt sheet said he stayed until he got drunk in the locker room. Mahoney thought that this leak came from Vince Russo and called into the company to ask for Vince. When Vince got on the phone, he cussed him out saying he's going to kill him, et cetera, et cetera. And then Vince said, "You realize this is Vince McMahon?" And Balls said no and hung up. And I guess that's how in wrestling circles, he got the nickname Balls. He cussed out the wrong Vince. A lot to unpack here on this very short-lived Xanta Claus. What the fuck was this?
Well, Vince does love Santa Claus. We had the real Santa Claus that would come and make parties and shit. And he made Survivor Series for us this year. And we were very close with the real Santa Claus. We thought, what if Santa had an evil twin brother and everything was the opposite? It's kind of like Bizarro Santa. Yeah, Blackbeard. And he hated kids instead of loved kids.
What are you going to do with this guy at SummerSlam though?
And he had giants that like made weapons instead of midgets that made toys.
How high were you when you came up with this?
I don't remember.
You were very high. You and Briscoe were so high.
But that was the idea. It was kind of like just a fucking, let's go have some fun and shit with this. And Balls got fucked up the next day and demanded money from Jim Myers, George the Animal Steel. And just, I don't remember a thing about Vince Russo or anything like that, because Balls was pretty much fired for going off on George the Animal Steel about money, and Jim basically telling him he would kill him because at that time George the Animal Steel probably could. So it was not a good few days for old Xanta Claus. He was gone back to the South Pole about as quickly as he got there. And it was a failed experiment. It was fucking rotten. I mean, it sucked. It was so fucking bad that, as you're watching it, you're going, oh, fuck, man. This is not good. Yeah, it's pretty rotten. But then you wonder if it's so rotten that it's good. But it wasn't that rotten that it was good. But I do have to differ with your little guy that tells lies and stuff. The greatest Santa Claus angle is an angle that I have seen portions of, but I've never seen the whole thing. But the reason it was so good is because it was told to me by the man that came up with it, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And it was talking about being in Florida on Christmas Day. in a cage. They got a cage match. Well, they got Santa Clauses all over the building. They got about 5, 6, 7, 8 Santa Clauses handing out candy and Christmas presents to all their children all over the arena. They're all over the place. And I think it was Dusty and Kevin Sullivan, maybe. I'm in the ring with the devil, big cage match. This is a big blow off and all. And I beat him within his life, and then all of a sudden, Santa Claus hits the ring, locks the cage door, and everybody's happy because they see Santa Claus in the ring with American Dream Dusty Rhodes. They know that he's there because he's only there for good. He's Santa Claus. And then Santa Claus takes his big bag full of gifts for the little children and swings it over his head and knocks the American Dream out, and Santa Claus beats up the American Dream Dusty Rhodes. And everybody's coming over the cage trying to help me. Because Santa Claus and the evil Kevin Sullivan is so evil that he has now manipulated Santa Claus to see his evil ways. The only thing, Pumpkinhead, that we didn't think of was we had 5 or 6 other Santa Clauses in the crowd, to draw attention, so they couldn't pick out the one. So everybody just figures Santa Claus has turned on the American Dream. Ain't none of the rest of you Santa Clauses gonna get in there and fuck up the American Dream. We're gonna whip y'all ass. We may not be able to get to the one in the cage. And everybody started beating up any Santa Claus that was near them. Pumpkinhead, we damn near had a riot. People trying to beat up anybody with a Santa Claus suit on. And to hear Dusty fucking tell this story, and I'm just sitting there going, God damn. I've seen, like different clips and shit from the Santa Claus angle, but just to hear Dusty, I go, Pumpkinhead, and think about them other 5 or 6 Santa Clauses out there. And the crowd just thought Santa Claus had done turned. And before these Santa Clauses get in there and fuck up American Dream, we got to stop them. And everybody started jumping Santa Clauses all over the building. There's one, get him! Mrs. Claus, she's a whore, get her too! Yeah.
How did you get Vince to agree to Santa Claus?
Oh, he had a hand in it. He's not completely innocent.
When did he realize, this was bad? The very next night, the first time.
Yeah. Yeah. You visualize something, but then I'm not sure that Balls was the right candidate either. Except, he looked the part.
He did look the part. And I guess, his first day at TV, or the very next day after that, is when he pops off with, George the Animal Steel.
Yeah.
Well, that's less than ideal.
Yeah. It wasn't good. Did
you ever hear about this?
$1,000 or something like that.
Did you ever hear this, story where, he accidentally cusses out the wrong Vince? He's got heat with Russo, but it's actually McMahon.
No, I didn't. Who knows that? Yeah. Balls was drinking an awful lot then.
Well, be sure to ask him tomorrow and report back to us next. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.